excited to have JJ Yost with us today from Lincoln Parks and Recreation, and he's going to be talking about something that is really important to pretty much every citizen of the state of Nebraska and the world. JJ, do you want to describe to us a little bit about how this rain garden, bioretention, bioswale, pervious pavement system all works together?
Well, it is a system in that we have the gutters that collect the roof runoff, and those connect directly into the rain gardens on the back side of the building. The rain gardens generally flow from one end to the other so that as water builds up, they move to the next rain garden, and they work in a series as they come around the building to this final area where we have a large or a little bit deeper depression area. This works as almost a retention cell that allows water to build up and then slowly percolate into the ground. And if we get enough rainfall that it actually overflows, we have a pipe that takes overflow water onto a bioswale that eventually will take it onto the storm sewer. Now we also have pervious pavers that we're standing on today, and they allow water to infiltrate amongst the cracks in the pavers, and that too works into the groundwater and into the system that we've created. So we have several things functioning all together to manage our rainwater on site.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the complexities that it takes to actually make a system like this work in the landscape?
Well, the complexities probably are most related to just the fact that we have a system of individual parts. Any one of these things would be easy to do on the residential level. We kind of strung them all together to demonstrate how they all could work. We have an overflow system because of the way the rain gardens flow from one to the next. So we've put in a network of underground pipes to make that work. That doesn't have to necessarily be done. You could just let these systems naturally overflow and just spread across the ground. Some of the plants we selected, we did so for aesthetic purposes. Certainly water quality is the key component here, and we picked plants that don't, or that can tolerate being very wet at times, but also drought tolerant, native to Nebraska. But we also picked some trees and some flowering plants along the perimeter to kind of bring some aesthetics into it.
Finally, JJ, a lot of people don't like the concept of rain gardens and bioswales because they think they're not aesthetically pleasing. Talk a little bit about how you make the combination of plant material down below and on the edges work well.
Like any residential setting, we don't have a lot of time to spend out here with hand-holding all the plants. So what we did is use large masses, big swaths of plants of similar type. We kept the plant palette very simple, not too many numbers, just again large areas of similar things. And then we used a blend of things that will tolerate the water and improve water quality. They'll pull nutrients out of the water as they get very wet, and they're tolerable to sitting in those wet conditions for an extended period of time. But they're also native to Nebraska and they're drought tolerant, so when we get into July and August and we don't have much rain, they'll be fine. But then as you work upslope from the bottom areas, then we used more grasses, little blue stem, things like that, will be better receptive to the drier conditions of the upslope, but provide a little more color, a little more aesthetics. And then around the entire perimeter, we've got more shrubs and perennials that really kind of bring the color, and we've tried to stage those so that we've got color or winter interest and seasonal patterns of things that are blooming and active. So it all comes together as a system, but it's really very simple in that it's just a few things.
I think the thing that's important for people to understand, JJ, is that this is actually a system that they could really apply to their own home situation.
I think you're right. We're on a residential level, residential scale here, and everything we've done, something that the average homeowner can do. Just takes a little care and a little effort.